we put on a sort of brave face, stoicism through treatment. The treatment's done.
Yeah.
So I can crack on and get back to normal again.
As the summer comes to an end, I cannot tell you what a relief it is to have finally completed my chemotherapy treatment. The last 9 months have been incredibly tough for us as a family. Life as you know it can change in an instant.
For the first time since her shocking diagnosis, the Princess of Wales is sharing the raw, personal details of her battle. And it's nothing like what the world expected. Outwardly poised, inwardly struggling, Kate admits the recovery journey has been far harder than most realize. What's it really like to heal under the spotlight? How has Kate coped with the weight of public expectations while quietly fighting to regain her strength? In this video, we uncover the intimate moments, the hidden struggles, and the powerful lessons Kate shared during her emotional return to public life. You'll hear what she said and why it's resonating across the globe. The brave face versus reality. When the Princess of Wales stepped out at Colchester Hospital, poised and graceful as ever, it was hard for many to imagine the inner battle she's been quietly fighting. Kate Middleton, admired across the world for her composure and dedication, shattered assumptions with one simple truth: recovery from cancer is far from straightforward. She admitted that while the world may see a smiling royal returning to duties, beneath that smile is a woman grappling with exhaustion, uncertainty, and the weight of enormous expectations. It was a powerful moment of vulnerability, revealing just how much she, like so many others, has struggled behind the scenes. In her position, where millions watch her every move, that pressure is amplified. The expectation to bounce back, to resume public appearances with grace and ease, can be overwhelming. She shared how the journey doesn't end when treatment does. Instead, that's often when the real challenges begin. No longer under constant medical care, patients like Kate find themselves navigating a strange in-between world. Not sick, but not yet well enough to fully return to normal life. She described this as a time when patients are not necessarily under the clinical team any longer, but you're not able to function normally at home, as you perhaps once used to. This honest admission offered a rare glimpse into the hidden struggles behind the royal image. For Kate, who has always presented herself with dignity and strength, revealing these personal truths was no small gesture.
I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you personally for all the wonderful messages of support and for your understanding whilst I've been recovering from surgery.
It was a call for greater compassion and understanding, not just for herself, but for all cancer survivors. She emphasized how important it is to support people during this phase, saying, "Actually, someone to help talk you through that, show you and guide you through that sort of phase that comes after treatment, I think is really valuable." Her words echoed the unspoken reality of many survivors, that once the spotlight of diagnosis fades and the medical team step back, the sense of isolation can be immense. Kate's bravery in speaking out was not about seeking sympathy, but about shedding light on a universal experience that is too often overlooked. What made this moment especially powerful was the way Kate's message broke through the often polished, curated royal narrative. She wasn't just speaking as a princess, she was speaking as a human being who had faced fear, vulnerability, and the harsh reality of illness. By acknowledging that even she, with all the resources at her disposal, found recovery really difficult, she gave voice to countless others who might be feeling lost or overwhelmed. In doing so, Kate helped challenge the myth of the smooth, heroic recovery that so often surrounds public figures. And while this heartfelt revelation stirred deep empathy, it also opened the door to another layer of Kate's story, one tied to where she found unexpected peace and strength. Her next steps on this journey took her somewhere that offered both healing and hope: the garden. What Kate shared about the natural world's role in her recovery is a chapter that reveals just how connected she feels to the earth beneath her feet, and why nature became her sanctuary in the storm. Behind those headlines was a deeper, more human story, one that emerged during her most personal encounter, yet with fellow patients: the healing power of nature. When Kate Middleton stepped into the well-being garden at Colchester Hospital, it was more than just another royal engagement. For the Princess of Wales, this garden represented something deeply personal, a place where she could reconnect with herself and the world after months of grueling treatment. Surrounded by lavender, roses, grasses, and a peaceful lake dotted with ducks and ducklings, Kate found a setting that mirrored her own journey. Delicate, resilient, and quietly strong. Her visit wasn't about ceremony or pageantry, it was about hope. With rain gently falling, she planted a Catherine rose, a beautiful coral pink bloom with a rich scent of Turkish delight and mango, as a symbol of rebirth and renewal, both for herself and for the patients who would find peace in that space. For Kate, nature had become more than a backdrop. During her most difficult days, she turned to the outdoors as a sanctuary.
Connecting to nature helps us to experience a deeper sense of ourselves, the world around us, and each other.
The princess spoke movingly about the power of the natural world, describing how the rhythm of the seasons helped her process the uncertainty and fear that cancer brought. She shared how gardening and time spent in green spaces offered a sense of calm when everything else felt overwhelming. It was a chance to breathe, reflect, and find moments of stillness amid the chaos of treatment. This wasn't just about physical healing, but emotional and spiritual restoration too. We know now that all those three dimensions matter to the recovery journey: mind, body, and spirit, she said during her visit, reinforcing her belief in holistic well-being. The well-being garden itself stood as proof of how nature can heal. Designed by award-winning gardener Adam Frost in partnership with the RHS and NHS, it was created as a refuge for patients, staff, and families. A quiet corner where people could step away from hospital corridors and reconnect with the earth. Kate took great interest in the garden's purpose, asking questions about its design and the community activities it hosted, from gardening groups to creative workshops.
And if these, will they come back if you regularly deadhead them?
Yeah, so they'll
And my husband and I think in your photo too, so it doesn't matter. Very nice to meet you too. And are you volunteering?
She praised the project for providing a vital support network, one that gives people strength through togetherness and contact with the natural world. The princess's enthusiasm was unmistakable as she got her hands dirty, digging alongside staff and volunteers, happy to linger despite the rain. "It's great to be able to work outside," she said, clearly energized by the simple act of planting. The Catherine rose, named in her honor, became more than just a flower that day. With funds from its sales supporting the Royal Marsden Cancer Charity, the rose served as a living tribute to resilience and recovery. Kate seemed genuinely touched by the initiative, knowing that each rose planted across the UK in well-being and community gardens would help spread hope to other patients facing their own battles. From hospitals to hospices and spinal injury centers, the rose would stand as a reminder that healing takes many forms, and that even the smallest act, like tending a plant, can bring comfort and strength. Kate's connection to the natural world wasn't new, but cancer deepened it. As she told patients during her visit, nature had offered her solace in ways nothing else could. But even in the peace of the garden, she acknowledged that recovery remained a complex path, a journey filled with unexpected highs and lows. What she revealed next about that emotional roller coaster would further break down myths about what life after cancer treatment really looks like, and remind everyone that the road to healing is rarely smooth. Yet even among the peace of the garden, Kate's words revealed a more vulnerable truth about the inner battles she still faces every day. A roller coaster, not a straight path. Standing in the Colchester Hospital Wellbeing Garden, Kate Middleton spoke with a quiet honesty that disarmed everyone listening. Far from describing her recovery as a steady climb back to health, she called it what so many patients are afraid to admit: a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster. It's not one smooth plane which you expect it to be. But the reality is it's not. You go through hard times, she said. Her words were striking not just because of their rawness, but because they defied the polished image often expected of royals. In that moment, Kate was not the Princess of Wales or the future queen. She was a woman, like so many others, navigating the confusing, exhausting, and unpredictable aftermath of cancer treatment. The idea that recovery isn't a straight line is something Kate stressed throughout her visit. She explained how difficult it is when, after treatment ends, patients are expected to crack on, and return to normal. But, as she shared, nothing about life after cancer is normal. Not at first. The physical fatigue lingers, the mental strain can be overwhelming, and the emotional impact of what you've endured can hit hardest once the immediate danger seems to have passed.
You know, you're not necessarily in the clinical team any longer, but you're not able to function normally at home as you perhaps once used to.
Kate described that unsettling phase when you're no longer under regular clinical care but aren't yet able to function as you once did. You have to find your new normal, and that takes time, she said. It was a powerful reminder that healing is as much about adjusting to life's new rhythms as it is about regaining physical strength. During the visit, Kate also revealed something personal about her own healing journey. She had turned to acupuncture as part of her recovery. The practice, which involves the insertion of fine needles into specific points on the body, is believed to help with pain relief, relaxation, and overall well-being. For Kate, trying acupuncture was part of embracing a holistic approach that nurtured her mind, body, and spirit together. She hadn't yet tried reflexology, another therapy offered at the center, but her openness to complementary treatments showed how deeply she valued looking beyond conventional medicine to support her recovery. It reflected a growing understanding, both within the medical community and beyond, that true healing often requires more than just physical care. Kate's conversations with patients and staff also highlighted how vital support networks are during this challenging phase. She praised the Colchester Center for creating a space where people can access help not just for their bodies, but for their emotional and mental well-being too. From creative outlets like gardening and choirs to one-on-one counseling and therapy, the center provides a lifeline to those trying to piece their lives back together. Kate remarked on the value of having volunteers who themselves had faced cancer, noting how powerful it is for newly diagnosed patients to speak with those who have already walked that difficult path. To feel a sense of hope and positivity from speaking to people who have already been through it is such a positive thing in what is otherwise a very scary and daunting experience, she said. Even as she championed these support systems, public attention turned to the personal and the toll this journey took on her family life. Cancer's impact beyond the crown. For Kate Middleton, the fight against cancer was never just her own. As she shared during her visit to Colchester Hospital, the disease deeply affected her entire family, Prince William, their children, and those closest to them. It is a life-changing experience both for the patient but also for the families as well, she said. Her words reflected the emotional toll that illness can take behind closed doors, where royal titles offer no shield against fear, uncertainty, and the daily struggles of recovery. Kate described how even after treatment, the road ahead was far from easy. She emphasized how important it was to acknowledge that healing isn't a private battle. It's something that touches everyone connected to the patient. That message of shared struggle resonated deeply when Kate opened up about the pressure she felt to appear strong, even as she faced moments of doubt and exhaustion. She admitted that putting on a brave face had become second nature during treatment. But when the treatment ends, people expect you to be better. And that, she said, is not the case at all. For Kate, as for so many others, the hardest part came after the medical interventions were over. At that point, families often feel lost, no longer guided by doctors and nurses, yet still grappling with the effects of the disease. Kate's honesty broke through the polished image often associated with royal life, revealing a reality that countless families endure in silence. While Kate's story is very different, these reactions highlight a universal theme: the tension between public expectation and personal reality. Just as fans debate whether a beloved actor can step into the role of a tough, iconic spy, the world has watched Kate, expecting strength, resilience, and grace at every turn. But behind that expectation is a woman who, like anyone facing illness, has had to confront vulnerability, doubt, and the slow, painful process of recovery. And through it all, she has tried to balance public duty with the private needs of her family, a balance that, as she herself admitted, takes time and care to get right. And through it all, one question lingers: how will Kate's honesty about her difficult recovery reshape public understanding, and perhaps even the future of the monarchy? Kate redefines strength. Kate Middleton's openness about her cancer journey has done more than reveal personal struggles. It has quietly but powerfully redefined what strength looks like in a royal. For centuries, the image of monarchy has been built on formality, duty, and an almost untouchable sense of composure. But through her candid reflections, Kate has shown that true strength can also mean vulnerability, honesty, and the courage to admit when the path ahead is difficult. As she continues her slow, careful return to public life, the Princess of Wales is shaping a new kind of role, one that blends royal tradition with raw humanity. In doing so, she is inspiring not only those facing illness but anyone who has felt the weight of expectation while struggling in silence. During her visit to Colchester Hospital's Wellbeing Garden, Kate made it clear that she wants to use her platform to champion a more holistic view of recovery. She spoke passionately about the importance of treating the mind, body, and spirit together. It's not just the cancer care, treatment, healing, it's about the whole person, mind, body, and spirit, she said. Her words reflected a vision that goes beyond the medical model, recognizing that true healing requires emotional support, community, and compassion.
And how are you finding it? Is it a good space for you?
It's amazing.
You found a valid
So it was all brand new. Everything helped the people.
Yeah, and it is complementary.
By highlighting initiatives like the Wellbeing Garden and its creative programs, from choirs to gardening groups, Kate has positioned herself as an advocate for approaches that nurture the entire person, not just the illness. What makes Kate's evolving role so significant is how it contrasts with the traditional royal stance of keeping personal struggles private. In the past, the monarchy's strength was often measured by its ability to endure hardship without showing it. But Kate has chosen a different path. By speaking openly about the ups and downs of her recovery, she has given countless people permission to acknowledge their own difficulties without shame. Supporters of the princess believe that her approach could have a lasting impact on the monarchy's future. By embracing authenticity, Kate is helping to modernize an institution often criticized for being out of touch. She is showing that a royal can be both dignified and deeply human, and that sharing personal challenges can create connection rather than diminish respect. This shift matters at a time when the monarchy is seeking to remain relevant in a changing world. Kate's ability to balance her royal duties with her role as a relatable figure could help secure the institution's place in the hearts of future generations. Her openness resonates with younger audiences who value transparency and vulnerability. In many ways, she's redefining what it means to be royal in the 21st century. If Kate's brave words moved you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories of resilience and royalty. And stick around for our next video on your screen. You won't believe what's happening beneath the surface.